YouTube, it's Cassandra coming with another video today. I know it's been a while since I've posted videos, but I definitely am going to be posting a few more videos very soon. I've been working on several different projects. I got about three projects and video footage that I'm editing now, so I'll definitely get that out. But as you can see from the thumbnail, I am going to be talking about this shoe right here that I made for my little girl. So I'll turn it around so you guys can get a little look there. So here it is. So I'm going to take you through the full process, and I'm going to call this today a tutorial. The reason why I say call this a tutorial, I know how I always say this is not a tutorial, I'm just showing you some things, but I feel like this one is a tutorial. I mean, I did do some things off camera, but for the most part, I tried to do everything on camera so you guys can see how I did this shoe. I will give a brief review on the products. All my products came from Amazon, like I said. I'm not saying that these crystals are bad, but I am saying they're not the best. Basically, I've worked with Swarovski crystal, and what I find is they're the best crystal to use when you're doing something like this. This is for a 9-year-old. So Swarovski crystal has gotten really, really expensive, especially if you're buying it from Amazon. I know on Etsy, you have some good prices. However, it takes a long time to get to you. I didn't want to wait. So I just ordered what I could off of Amazon, and I didn't want to order the Swarovski because they were asking for a lot for them. So I just got the next best thing, or the next most inexpensive thing, which was these crystals here. Now don't get me wrong, they do look okay. It's just they're not the most blingiest, and they don't give that diamondy effect that Swarovski gives when you use their crystals. So if you like the way it look, I'll definitely leave the links in the comments so you can see them, and review it and see if that's something that you would want to purchase. This is for a 9-year-old, so I didn't want to get into buying stuff that would have put these shoes well over $100 and whatever dollars, because it's just, I mean, it's a 9-year-old. Their feet grow like weeds. So I just want to make sure that, they're cute. I didn't want to just spend too much money. But anyway, let me stop rambling because I feel like that's what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Leave me some comments. Give me some pointers if you feel as though my tutorials maybe short some things or needs more things, so that I can, make it better for you guys in the future. But yeah, this is definitely a project that I really enjoyed doing. I will say this though, if you're going to do this project, don't get small stones. When I went to edit this video, it was like 5 hours of video. So I had to really speed it up. So you'll see when you're looking at the tutorial, it'll be sped up, but I think it's sped up enough to where you can still follow what's going on. So here we go. Let's get into making this shoe, guys. All right, guys, so I made this A with my Cricut machine, and then I used my Cricut iron to iron it down. I didn't do that on camera, but yeah, that's what I did. All right, so we're starting out by putting the gold pearls around the shoelace hole, and I'm going to do that throughout all of the holes on the shoe, including the ones that are on the side next to the sole of the shoe. And so I did a few on camera, and then the rest I'll do off camera, so you'll see that shortly. Just wanted you to see the gist of what I was doing. So when I was doing those shoelace holes, it was a little difficult because it's like this glue dries really, really fast. I used the B7000, so if you're using this glue, you need to move very quickly. Right now I'm doing the rhinestones, and I use the smaller sizes. I have, it was like 5 sizes on each side. So I used the 3 smallest sizes. And it was almost like dust, almost how tiny some of the stones were. But I was able to do that all the way up to the top, as you can see. Now I'm going to the front of the shoe where the rubber sole is. I'm sorry, not the rubber sole, but the rubber toe. And I'm just going to put some gold pearls. And in the middle, not sure if you can see me doing it because my camera was so far away. So I apologize for that. But I'm putting gold rhinestones in between the gold pearls. And I'm using typically one size of the gold pearls. But I did take some very small gold pearls and put it in where I saw gaps or if I could see the white. And I also bought some Sharpie markers to color it, but totally forgot. So ended up just having to make sure I filled in the space really good. The tool that I'm using in my hand, basically what I was doing just to be able to pick up the pearls is I would dip it in a part of the glue and just let it kind of get tacky, and that's how I was picking up the pearls. It was just easier for me that way to do it like that rather than using the tweezers. This part wasn't hard at all, and it went by pretty quickly. So, not sure if I said this already, but I'm putting gold rhinestones in between these gold pearls also, along with the small gold pearls. As you can see, the glue, these are like the small tubes. It came free with the gold pearls. No, I'm sorry, it came free with the rhinestones. It had 6,000 rhinestones, and it also had the 3 bottles of glue. It had this tool that I'm using to pick up the pearls, and it had like a pencil, a wax pencil. I like the wax pencil, but after a while, it kind of it like a pencil does. It got dull, so I couldn't pick it up any longer, and I could not find a pencil sharpener to save my life. So I ended up just using that tool, and it worked just fine. Overall, I was very pleased with the way the shoe came out because with the gold pearls, I think that's what really brought it out. I wasn't too fond of the rhinestones, but they did their purpose. Here I'm just closing up the corners to make sure there are no gaps, adding in the gold rhinestones where I see gaps in between the pearls just to make it look full and pretty. And the gold rhinestones kind of gave it like a brassy look, as you can see. Right, so there's my C. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the rest of the rhinestones in, and then I'll work on that C next. Given the fact that I've sped up this video, it looks pretty simple, but putting these rhinestones on when they're so small like that, it took a really, really long time because you have to work so much harder to fill up the space, especially if you don't want any gaps. So don't recommend the really small rhinestones unless you have a lot of time on your hands. Honestly, I remember sitting at my table like 9 something in the morning on the first shoe, and I didn't get up from my table till almost 11 something at night. Once I finished the shoe, I was finished it, but it just took a really long time because the stones and the pearls were so small. So, just a warning, if you want to get it done in a timely manner, don't use the small. So I used five out of the six, actually six rhinestones. Each side had six boxes, but they were the same exact. Like the first two are the same size, second two, etc. So out of the rhinestones, I used five sizes. On the fifth one, I didn't use very many because I just used those to do the two little metal holes that are on the inside of the shoe on the next to the sole on the inside. So but for the most part, the first four sizes, I really used a lot of those because that's what I used to fill up the background of the shoe holes. And you can see how I just laid it's a piece of wood under this satin cloth. So I just wrapped it around the wood, and I laid all my stones and pearls pretty much on the material. However, once I used all of the stones, because I know you see me picking up the pearls earlier, once I used all of the pearls that were on the actual thing, I just pulled it straight from the bottom of the case because at that point that size was already mostly used up, so it was easy for me to just pick it up from the jar or container. And the diamonds, I just put those on here because when they were flipped over, if I shook the sheet a little, it'll just flip them over to where I can just grab them on the diamond side. So on the other side, I don't know why I did this side like this. And what I mean is I laid all of the rhinestones down first before I actually went around and added the borders. But for the other side, I just did it as I went along. But I found it to be easier for me to do it this way because when I went to now do the borders, it just went by so quickly. So, I mean, it's no rhyme or reason to how you do it, but that's just the way I chose to do it. And it actually helped me move a lot faster. So, if that helps. And I would say, because I put the glue all the way around, I wouldn't recommend doing that because for whatever reason, E6000 dries quickly, but this dries extremely quickly. So when I was trying to put the rhinestones around, they were getting stuck to the other one and stuck to the tool. So they kept coming up. So I was getting a little frustrated because I had to keep playing with it to get it to actually stay down because the glue was almost to the point of trying to dry. So sometimes I would have to add more glue and I was running out of glue. So I was trying to just hold tight and get as much as I could done. But I ended up being able to do both shoes with the three containers of glue they gave me, but they are really small, so I do recommend just getting another glue so you don't run into that issue. Right, so now we are on that C. And I did the same process I did with the toe of the shoe by putting the gold into the into the see, I'm sorry, I just lost my complete train of thought. I put the gold beads in, and then I used the rhinestones to fill in any open spots I've seen so that I can get them to kind of fill up and look full. And so there you have it. I am done. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.